Hello and welcome to Scale Stuff. In this week's video, I'm going to be building the Airfix 1/72nd scale Sherman Firefly starter set. In the box, you get some glue and paints, 2 small sprues of parts, a full colour instruction guide, a paintbrush, and decals to build one version of tank. A quick look at the sprues shows them to be nice and crisp. Next to no cleanup will be needed on this model, other than sprue attachment points. This is a new Airfix tooling, being first made in 2020, and it shows in the sprues. Marked as a starter set, this kit has only 31 pieces to assemble. The details have been dumbed down a bit though, so some details found on a Sherman are missing. I think this has been done to avoid some parts being super fiddly at this scale, but with anything marked as a starter set, I see this as a good thing, as it means new modelers are likely to finish the model and get it all those good accomplishment feelings rather than giving up halfway through. Anyway, let's get on with the kit. First thing on the menu is the lower hull. Everything here seems geared towards a new modeler. The only thing that you'll need to watch is to clean up the attachment nubs, as these will get in the way of getting a good fit. If you're making one of these at home without a sharp knife, a nail file will remove these without the risk of bloodshed. A nice touch I noticed on the base plate for this model was a little top-down view of a tank, so you know which end is the front of the kit. Of course, this only works in theory, and after noting that nice feature down, I promptly tried to assemble the thing backwards. Fortunately, the front piece won't fit if you add the sides on the wrong way round, so it became apparent pretty quick, thankfully. Anyway, moving on. Like the Airfix Tiger 1 starter set I built not long ago, the model instructions also show the parts location on the sprues, which again I think is a great idea for the newbies. Lower hull done, the kit now asks you to pre-paint this area and the tracks before moving on with the build. You can add the tracks later on though, so I'm going to leave the tracks off and skip this bit so I can do all the painting in one go at the end. Anyway, onto the upper hull. This bit's nicely made to avoid faff. The small detail bits are pushed through from the inside, hiding any messy cut-off points and giving those without tweezers a bigger bit to hold on to. Step 6 is probably the most tricky bit of the entire kit, and I had to get the tweezers out to put the fire extinguishers on. But with that done, it's just a case of adding the top of the hull to the lower hull, and that's the hull pretty much complete. Moving on to the turret area now. Everything's nice and easy here. Just make sure the main gun barrel is the right way around in the turret. The raised lump goes towards the top of the turret. With a few little bits added, that's the turret done and all the key components of the kit. Now onto the painting. Originally I was going to use my own paints for this model and was looking at doing the tank in XF62 olive drab, but having put a coat of it on the model, I think it's a little dark, so I decided to give the green that came in the kit a go. As I'm building quite a collection of these little paint pots now and kind of want to use them up and get them gone. So using the Tamiya as a base coat, I painted the model in a couple of coats of Humbrol 159. I quickly regretted this as the paint was a bit goopy, and yeah, for the second coat I watered down the paint quite a bit, which yeah, I should have done on the first coat, but this fixed the goopy paint issue. Off camera, I painted the tracks black and then picked out the green areas. With all the basic paints down, I assembled the last pieces before moving on to add the decals. This kit comes with decals to build one version of tank from the Polish 10th Armoured Cavalry Brigade. The markings in this kit are simple, but really go a long way to adding interest and finishing off the kit. Decals on, I started the final stages of painting with a panel line of watered down black. Followed up by an overall wash of very watered down black so it chased off into any of the recesses and gave it a little bit of depth. After this stage, I tried to highlight the model with Army Painter Skeleton Bone. After a few light passes, this colour wasn't working for me as it was too light. So I switched over to using some Army Painter Elf Green to give the base coat a bit of a distressed look. Highlights on, it was time to add some mud and dust effect with British Standard Dark Earth, and with that on all around the track areas and lower parts of the hull, I tied the whole scheme together with a very watered down version of BS Dark Earth. Then, after picking out the tools and a rusty line around the track links, that's the model done. I'm quite proud of how this little Firefly's come out, to be honest. It's not winning any awards, but yeah, it can still go on the shelf. Conclusion. The 1/72nd scale Sherman Firefly Starter set is another ideal beginner's model made by Airfix. Sure enough, it's not got all the details, but with everything you need to build this kit in the box, other than snips and either a craft knife or sandpaper, it's a great little kit. This will be a good kit for a new modeler or an old modeler looking for a casual quick build on the side. I paid £8 for this kit, and I think for under a tenner, you can't really complain. Anyway, that's my review of the Airfix 1/72nd scale Sherman Firefly Starter set. As always, thank you for watching. I hope if you're planning on getting one of these kits at home that you found this review and build helpful. But until next time, look after yourself and have a good one. Goodbye.